Public disclaimer, this footage is from the Pioneer game server, and all features seen here are subject to changes, at the reasonable discretion of the game developers. Hello everyone, I'm the Apache, and welcome to the Apache Chronicles. We're back here today to take a deeper look at the new event, All Out War. Last video, I presented an overall about it, and, today, we'll talk a little about faction quests. To be more specific, producing chariots. The faction quests menu can be found on the bottom right panel, as you can see. And there are 4 of them: producing chariots, today's topic, constructing buildings, gathering resources and rebuilding villages. All of these quests are paramount for the faction to scale up in the event, therefore, the faction leaders need to be sure to plan well in advance how they can sort out their faction players across these tasks. By doing them, each player will be able to redeem daily royal coins that can be used to buy items in the contribution shop. Well, each player doesn't need to do all 4 quests to ensure the maximum redeemable coins. You can focus on a single quest, and ensure them all the same. This number might change, but in the Pioneer event, the maximum daily royal coins each player could redeem was 1,500 in total. I ask that you disregard the items' prices displayed there, since they will be adjusted. Nevertheless, with good planning, you can get nice items with those coins. Well, for those players willing to spend a bit, there was an option to buy a season pass, that increases the limit of daily contribution points in 700, and it also provides battle buffs and faction rewards, as you can see. This, ultimately, depends only on you, in case you want to ensure more points on a daily basis. Let's see how it'll be the final version to be sure. Now, moving on to the Chariots production. First, I need to say that doing any of these quests requires the player to deploy an army march to the field. And here, this is very similar to Siege of Winterfell, functionality-wise. For any of the quests I was doing within my faction quarters, I'd choose my weakest commanders, so my main PvP commanders could be free if needed in an emergency scenario. By doing that, I wouldn't need to recall my march from the logistic quest. This is something that ideally, within a good faction master plan should not be needed, since the distribution of tasks, or rather working within a schedule, should be a main focus. But well, you never know when a random faction may knock at your gate. Okay, now the logistic march is deployed. Army marches can only be deployed from the barracks, as you can see. To recall them without the need of a recalling item, you need to be close to the barracks. For the Chariots production quest, you can only do that at the armory, which is a place that you can find different types of chariots to produce. It's important to notice that only faction leaders can deploy a chariot production quest. In other words, a faction player will only be able to assume a chariot production task if the faction leaders made it available. That prevents the waste of resources in chariots that are not needed. By knowing that, regular faction players should always pay attention if there is a demand so it can be met without a delay, otherwise that can affect the whole faction. Despite of the different sizes available, there are 3 types of chariots in the faction garage for production. Guerrilla chariots, resource wagons and medical vehicles. Guerrilla chariots are meant to gain more sustain to your troops as well as launching rallies against buildings. Resources wagons to gather and transport resources, as medical vehicles are meant to assist allied faction players by healing third troops. Once a task is available, you can click on the button Go to Produce. Once you do that, a yellow button will appear on the armory. You need to select your logistic march and click on it. You'll notice that it worked once your troops vanish from map. Then, all you need to do is to wait while your troops do the job. You'll also notice a progression green bar on the faction quests menu. Well, kiddos, that's it for today. I hope this helps you to prepare for the new event in a good manner. Next video I'll continue on the topic of faction logistic quests. So, hold tight, to see all the details up close. If you enjoyed this video, I ask you that you subscribe to the channel, as well as like and comment this video. A great Apache night. We're looking for you. We gon' find you. We gon' find you so you can run and tell that.